In this session, we'll be discussing displaying raw XML data and XSL, Extensible Style Sheet Language. This is an XML document. It looks like this in the browser. Most browsers will display an XML document with color-coded elements, often a plus or a minus sign to the left of the elements that can be clicked to expand or collapse the element structure. Like this here. If we click this, we can expand or collapse the elements. To view the raw XML data, you have to right click and say view page, click view page source. So this is the raw XML. We can add CSS, that is cascading style sheets, to add style and display information to an XML document. It can format the whole XML document. A small CSS file is written here for this XML file. A few attributes have been added where float attributes value is left background gray. For product details, the background is gray. Okay, for next element, that is product. For product, a few more attributes have been set. Margin as 1, display as block, background yellow. So to link this CSS file with this XML document, we have to use an instruction. It is this one. I have commented it. I'll just uncomment it. So this is how we do it. So we have to add this instruction, or we have to use this line where it is where you specify the type of the text and the name of the file name. And the XML CSS. After this, we'll save it and see how. Let's see how it looks in the browser now. So if you refresh the page, it looks like this. So gray color and yellow for products. Next is XSL, Extensible Style Sheet Language. XSL is similar to XML as CSS is to HTML. Need for XSL. In case of HTML document, tags are predefined, such as table, division, and span, and the browser knows how to add style to them and display them using CSS styles. But in case of XML documents, tags are not predefined. In order to understand and style an XML document, W3C developed XSL, which can act as an XML-based style sheet language. An XSL document specifies how a browser should render an XML document. Following are the main parts of XSL. XSLT. XSLT is used to transform XML document into various other types of documents. XPath is used to navigate XML document. XSLFO is used to format an XML document. Overview of XSLT. XSLT provides the ability to transform XML data from one format to another format automatically. Let's see the working of XSLT. An XSLT style sheet is used to define the transformation rules to be applied on the target XML document. XSLT style sheet is written in XML format. XSLT processor takes the XSLT style sheet and applies the transformation rules on the target XML document, and then it generates a formatted document in the form of XML, HTML, or text format. This formatted document is then utilized by XSLT formatter to generate the actual output, which is to be displayed to the end user. Next, advantages. The first advantage is independent of programming. Transformations are written in a separate XSL file, which is again an XML document. Next, output can be altered by simply modifying the transformations in XSL file. No need to change any code, so web designers can edit the style sheet and can see the change in the output quickly. Next is XML processors. When a software program reads an XML document and takes action accordingly, This is called processing the XML. Any program that can read and process XML documents is known as an XML processor. Parser. A parser is a piece of program that takes a physical representation of some data and converts it into an in-memory form for the program as a whole to use. The main types of parsers are SAX and DOM. SAX stands for Simple API for XML. Its main characteristics is that as it reads each unit of XML, it creates an event that the calling program can use. The disadvantage is that the calling program must keep track of everything it might ever need. SAX is often used in certain high-performance applications or areas where the size of the XML might exceed the memory exceed memory available to the running app available to running program. Next, DOM is a document object model. It differs from SAX in that it builds the entire XML document representation in memory and then hands the calling program the whole chunk of memory. The advantages of DOM are that if the application must perform any rearrangement of the document, it can be most easily be done as the whole document is accessible at the same time. Next, accesses to random parts of the document are possible. Disadvantages: the DOM method is slower than SAX method. Next, web services. Web service is a standardized medium to propagate communication between the client and the server applications on the World Wide Web. Web services provide a common platform that allows multiple applications built on various programming languages to have the ability to communicate with each other. Popular web services protocols are SOAP. It stands for Simple Object Access Protocol. SOAP was developed as an intermediate language so that applications built on various programming languages could talk quickly to each other and avoid the extreme development effort. Next, WSDL. It stands for Web Services Description Language. It is an XML-based file which tells the client application what the web services does and gives all the information required to connect to the web service. Next, REST, representational state transfer. It is used to build web services that are lightweight, maintainable, and scalable.